Today we're playing some Foundation Standard, but only OTKs are allowed. So here is our OTKs only deck for Foundation Standard, and this deck starts way back with Bloodletter of Aclazotz from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. So Bloodletter, a 4-mana 2/4 flyer that makes it so if our opponent would lose life during our turn, they lose twice that much life instead. So Bloodletter, by itself, it doesn't really do much of anything. Some extra damage, that's nice. But then, once we went to Outlaws of Thunder Junction, Wizards gave us our first mono black OTK in Rush of Dread. So Rush of Dread, amongst its many spree options, is target opponent loses half of their life rounded up. So the idea is you play Bloodletter, then you Rush your Dread. Your opponent loses half their life rounded up, but that's doubled thanks to Bloodletter, which means your opponent dies right away from any life total. And this combo was kind of okay, but not that good. But then we went to Duskmourn, and Wizards gave us one turn kill number 2, an Unstoppable Slasher with Bloodletter of Aclazotz. So Unstoppable Slasher does the same exact thing as Rush of Dread, but it's on a 3-mana Death Touch creature, so it speeds up the OTK by a whole turn at least. So we can just play an Unstoppable Slasher on turn 3, Bloodletter on turn 4. If we get in that hit with Unstoppable Slasher, we just kill our opponent on the spot. So we already had a bunch of OTKs in Standard, but then Wizards was like, we're going to make this Foundation set, this never rotating core set, and put that into Standard. And one of the most chased cards from the set is Bloodthirsty Conqueror. So Bloodthirsty Conqueror, a 5-mana 5/5 flying Death Toucher that says whenever opponent loses life, you gain that much life. So this opened up a bunch more mono black OTKs. The best one in our deck is Starscape Clerics. Starscape Clerics, a 2-mana 2/1 offspring flyer that can't block and says whenever you gain life, each opponent loses a life. So if we can get a Starscape Cleric and a Bloodthirsty Conqueror on the battlefield, and we gain life, our opponent loses life, we start an infinite OTK loop where one triggers the other, back and forth, we gain a bunch of life, and our opponent eventually runs out of life and dies on the spot. And we also have Enduring Tenacity, which does the exact same thing. So that is not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 OTKs in the same mono black deck. So that's our goal for today. We are OTKing only. Every kill is going to be a 1-turn kill. The rest of our deck, we have Deep Cavern Bat to do the hand check, make sure our opponent can't disrupt our 1-turn kills, Unholy Annex for card advantage, a bunch of removal. In the mana base, pretty simple, some Fountain Ports, some Caverns, some Swamps. In the sideboard, some discard for control, a bunch more removal for aggro, some Aclazotz to gain life, Ghost Vacuum for graveyards, and that is our mono black OTKs only deck for Standard. So let's jump into some games and see just how many times we can OTK our opponents in Foundation Standard. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap up. Need some Magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Want to help out the channel? Well, you can snag these super sweet new dice, playmats, tokens, and more over at mtggoldfishmerch.com. Much ado about nothing time. We are playing some Foundation Standard this week. Playing some mono black 1-turn kills only. We're seeing how many games we can win by just 1-turn, because there's so many 1-turn kill combos in mono black right now. This hand doesn't have a full 1-turn kill, but we do have the Bloodletter of Aclazotz, which is part of one of our 1-turn kills. The idea of this deck is basically, if you overload on enough 1-turn kills, with cards that are good on their own, eventually your opponent's going to run out of removal, right? And one of them's going to slip through. Now let's do some batting. See what our opponent's got going on over. Ooh, all right. Well, we have to take the removal spell, right? Unholy Annex is the better card. But if we take the Annex, they just kill the bat, and none of this matters. Opponent, tap land, and oh, brutal. We actually really wanted that Unholy Annex. Oh, okay, that's fine. Speaking of 1-turn kills, opponent, you need to top deck a removal spell. Now, right now. Easy mode, opponent. Oh, God. Oh, this is so brutal, opponent. Okay, well, opponent gets to draw a card and die. Yeah, I mean, both are Aclazotz and do a little slashing. Well, OTK number 1 achieved on turn 4 of game 1. Yeah, let's just keep doing that. We'll bring in a bit more removal. Maybe some duresses to help force our kills through. I imagine our opponent's the Dimir Demon deck, which is usually pretty controlling. There's different builds of it, but the most common one is relatively controlling. So I think like the duresses are probably better than the cut downs. And maybe, yeah, we can go down the Rush of Dread. Yeah, and a bat and a cleric running like that? All right, on to game number 2. How will we one-turn kill you this time, opponent? I like double Unholy Annex. That card's kind of busted. Even more so with Bloodletter of Ecclesot. So, again, we don't have a one-turn kill in hand, but we got a lot of card draw to find it. Opponent, well, there goes our Bloodletter of Ecclesot to the dream of steel and oil. Well, play the land, pass the turn. Schwamp in passes. Well, I mean, gotta bat ya. Gotta bat ya. Let's see what you got. The answer is cut down. Well, we still get a peek at our opponent's hand, which has all right, that's a lot of removal. That is a lot of removal. Thankfully, none of it can remove an Unholy Annex, so I guess we just draw a bunch of cards and eventually slog through the removals. Well, play the... Ooh, all right. Cleric is good. Our bat could... Wow, okay, there's other piece of the combo. So the challenge now is, how do we slog through this removal so we can get the one-turn kill with Bloodthirsty Conqueror in our bat buddy? But we need to get... Oh, boy... all those Anoint with Afflictions out of our opponent's hand so we can stick the bat. Well, all right. Opponent going to take our Digimon card, but we draw another one. Well, I mean, let's keep annexing. Hopefully we don't die to our annexes. I don't know if I've ever straight up died to it. I mean, I'm sure there's times when I've died when I played it at low life or something, but I don't know if I've ever just played it at 20 and died to it. Sooner or later, we're going to find a demon, right, opponent? Wow, passing. Well, play the land. One way we can kind of get around the removal is offspring the Starscape Cleric and getting 2 of them, but they still have double removal and the Wrath. Let's just make a 6/6 demon. I imagine this will get a Anoint with Affliction out of our opponent's hand. Yep. All right, well, 1 removal spell down. Draw 2, take 4. There's a slasher and a slasher. Opponent, Mountain Port, and passing. Play the bat. See if this gets the other Anoint out of our opponent. So we're at 10, so we still have, what? At least 2 more turns. More if we can eventually stick a demon to gain life for a turn cycle rather than lose life to these Unholy Annexes. Opponent, shoot the sheriff. So I keep the Anoint with Affliction. I guess that makes sense. All right, have a Fairy Mastermind. I guess that makes sense since it's so good against Slasher. Well, let's play the Starscape Cleric. No, baby. We're just going to run out both of them, which, in theory, if our opponent goes Land Wrath... All right, so opponent plays the Fairy Mastermind. So if our opponent goes Land Wrath, then we can make a demon and gain back some life. If our opponent attacks with the Mastermind, we might just get him with the Yu-Gi-Oh card. 1-turn kill. Because our opponent can't kill both of the Starscape Clerics. It's got to be tempting, right? Because it puts us to 4, and then we... No, all right, opponent's going to... Oh, wait. Anoint with Affliction. Okay. Did our opponent draw another removal spell's the question? If not, it's time for the 1-turn kill, land, and let's do a little Bloodthirsty Conquering. Opponent needs to kill both of the clerics here, or the Conqueror. They can kill the Conqueror as well. Well, all right, hit ya. And now, hit you for 4. Do a little pingin', Starscape Cleric, drain ya, which will trigger the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. To drain ya, which will trigger the Conqueror. All right, we got him. There's a 1-turn kill for that. There's so many. So we got 2 different 1-turn kills this match, both with no overlap, right? The cards that 1-turn killed in game 1 are not any of the same cards that 1-turn killed in game 2. Unholy Annex is a messed up card. Like, yes. The 1-turn kill is the most exciting part of this, but Unholy Annex is ridiculous. That card is so incredibly good. We drew so many extra cards. Like, that's why we won, right? Opponent down to 0 and scoops it up. And, all right, off to a good start. 2 1-turn kills in a row. Let's keep doing that. Much brew about nothing time. 1-turn kills only today. It's the Mono Black OTK.deck. This hand. All right, we got Cleric plus Conquer. We also have a Slasher, which we don't have the other combo piece for, but all right, I mean, this is fine. We do need to hit our lands, but oh boy. Optimistic Scavenger. Okay, we have a bit of removal, so that's helpful. This deck is scary on the play. The Aura's decks can get out of hand quick. Silent Hole Creep. And gonna grow it, sure. Hit us down at 19. Well, play the land, and I think we just gotta kill the Hall Creep before it gets out of control here. Oh, Besotted Knight? What? Alright. Didn't realize people play that card, but sure. Do we slash? Let's just kill. Yeah, our opponent missed a land. If our opponent had not missed a land drop, I think Unholy Annex or Slasher is better. But because our opponent missed the land drop, I feel like just getting rid of their creature means they can't play auras. I mean, yeah, we're going to go for it. Let's play the Cleric. This requires our opponent not to have a flyer removal spell. But the upside is, if our opponent does not have either, they die next turn. I mean, we got to go for it, right? Like, they have open mana, but yeah, I mean, we can play around a counter even with Cavern on Vampire, and yeah, I mean, Digimon for the OTK? Do you have a removal spell? No, Entity, oh, I don't know if our opponent knows how this works. All right, hit you with the bat for lethal. When your 2/1 attacks for lethal on turn 5. Oh, so good. This deck might actually just be busted. This deck might be busted. The power of anime cards. And opponent down to 9, 8, and 7, 6. I like that it goes quickly, too. It's a OTK that quickly kills the opponent. And 1, and death. So good. So good. All right, so opponent's playing blue-white enchantments. I guess cut down seemed good. Writhing Torment also seems fine. I think Writhing Torment's still better than Feed the Swarm. I'm pretty sure. I'm still playing it over Feed the Swarm, even though both exist, just because I think instant speed makes it worth it. Opponent trying to aura their way past our endless one-turn kills. This hand, all right, I mean, we have the same OTKs, Starscape Cleric, Bloodthirsty Conqueror, plus we have a bunch of Unholy Annexes, which I like, because I like drawing cards. Opponent Island. Sleep Cursed Fairy. Well, land, go. We do need to draw some lands. I mean, we need 8 land. Once we get to the Unholy Annex, we should hit more. There's a Hall Creep. Go for the Throat. Well, not a land, but let's get rid of the Hall Creeper. No creeping in our holes. Opponent untaps. All right, land next turn, please, Magic Gods. Any land. Literally anyone is fine. The ward on the Sleep Curse Fairy is doing some work here. That ward 2 is hexproof when you cannot hit your 3rd land drop. All right, that's fine. Opponent has an Entity Tracker, which we will anoint to exile. No card draw for you, opponent. Untaps. I don't know. I'm not feeling good about this with the amount of lands we've missed. Opponent untaps the Sleep Curse Fairy, gets and hits us down to 17. Well, all right. Cavern on Vampire. And get down the Unholy Annex. No counter, please. I mean, this would be good. This would be good. We still have the win in hand. Oh, we are taking a lot of damage, though. The downside of this Unholy Annex is now we're taking 5 a turn cycle. That is a fast clock. Is there a downside to Unholy Annex? Does the life loss actually matter? It might. Well, Unholy Annex, draw another land, please. Please? All right, well, go for the throw. We need at least one more land so we can kill this silly fairy before it kills us. We're kind of just dying to this unkillable Ward 2 Sleep Curse Fairy. With a handful of removal. If they start putting auras on this, we're in really bad shape. Hits us for 3. I don't even think we can play another Unholy Annex. We're just going to die to it. Are we going to lose this just because we cannot hit our land drops? Well, all right, Unholy Annex. A cut. We have so much removal and we cannot kill this dang fairy. We're going to discard the second Unholy Annex. I don't think we can afford to lose more life here. I mean, we're to the, like, we need to hit a land this turn or I think we just die to this. It is lucky they haven't put some, like, ethereal armor on the Sleep Curse Fairy. We'd be dead already, I think. Oh, all right. Land number 4. We did it. So I guess we got to upkeep stop. Oh, we need them not to have protection or a counter. They have these cards in hand. They're not doing anything. Oh, Liliana would have been nice earlier. We're going to discard the Cleric for now. Well, actually, let's discard the Writhing Torment. We have so much removal. All right, fingers crossed. Go for the throat, pay the ward. No protection, no counter. Oh, okay. Okay, there's hope. Oh, we're 5, which is actually a lot better than 4 here. Silent Hall Creep. I mean, if we can get down the Bloodletter, we can gain back a little life. It is uncounterable. We can also just Liliana this turn, get rid of the Hall Creep. We can cut down... Yeah, all right, let's do this. Let's cut down the Hall Creep. Play Liliana. We're going to try to get our opponent out of answers to the Bloodletter. And then we'll play the Bloodletter next turn, hopefully. Ooh, all right, unable to scream. Oh, all right, there's a slasher. Down to 3. Can we race our own Unholy Annex? Another slasher. Well, I mean, take up the Lily. Discard one of our many slashers. All right, another removal spell down. Well, play it, and okay. No instant speed removal, back up to 5. That's huge. That is huge. That buys us another turn or 2. About it, Scavenger, and Sheltered by Ghosts. That's kind of fine, though, right? If they've Sheltered by Ghosts, then we can Liliana kill it, get it back anyway, and then play the Slasher. Ooh. Oh? Does our opponent not know they can Mockingbird your opponent's stuff? All right, they want a Sheltered by Ghost. So another one. I mean, this is fine. We have leftover removal. So opponent gets rid of the Bloodletter for now. This Lily's going to come through clutch. So we draw the land, play the land, go for the throat, the one that is not warded. Liliana, the one that is warded, get back our Bloodletter Aclazotz, and that leaves us, conveniently, 3 mana for a little slash in, and opponent... Wow, we're going to overcome missing a lot of land drops unless our opponent top decks removal. And opponent sees the OTK coming at their face and scoops it up. Much about nothing time. We are playing some mono black 1-turn kill deck. And I mean, we need to hit our lands, but we have a slasher into Bloodletter Aclazotz, which, and we also have Cleric into Digimon card. So we actually have multiple 1-turn kills in this hand. All right, opponent's got a bat, which we will cut down. Well, now our opponent knows what's up. They know that they must be... Oh, man. All right, Starscape Cleric. I wish we weren't missing our land drop. That's going to make this a little bit more difficult. The moon at Plains. Leiden. Sure. Okay, there's some land. Vampire. And get down a slasher. We're a land away from playing the Bloodletter and then making Slasher a 1-turn kill threat. About it. Oh no. Oh no, wait. Starscape Cleric. Is our opponent trying to get in on the OTK game? Are we going to get OTK? That's not fair. We're the 1-turn kill deck. Well, we're going to block this Leiden. Get it off the battlefield. Oh, well, I mean, we're going to play another slasher because we keep missing lands. Hit ya. If our opponent has our Digimon card, we're dead. Oh, well, they don't even have the Digimon version, but the combo still works. I think that's what they call hoisted by your own petard. Our opponent OTKs us. Well, let's bring in some more removals. Now that we know it, so opponent's black-white life gain with the Bloodthirsty, Conqueror, Wombo combos. Kind of neat. Plus, you know those arena players, they love their Johnny's Pride mates. Find someone who loves you like arena noobs love a Johnny's Pride mate. All right, we get to play first. All right, ooh. We have not seen a Rush of Dread OTK yet, have we? All right, that's one of the backup OTKs. Land and Case of Uneaten Feast. Well, play the land past the turn. Question's gonna be how much removal does our opponent have? Land and Ruin Lurker Bat. I'm going to gain a life. I mean, we could cut down, well, 2 of them. We could cut down the Ruin Lurker Bat, but I don't even know if we care about doing that. Part of the power of Bloodletter of Aclazotz, Rush of... really any of our OTKs, I guess, is they don't care about life total, right? Like, when they work, they're going to work no matter how much life our opponent gains. They made 1,000,000 life. And they still just die. Yeah, we got to cut down this Deep Cavern Bat, though. We'd prefer not to be stealing our combo pieces. Do we just run it out? I mean, our opponent's an Orzhov deck. They should have a bunch of good removal. But we can just play Bloodletter. Hope to draw one more land, play Rush of Dread. GG, pound it. Gonna do some scrying. To the bottom. And to the bottom. Okay, that's good news, and that's a land. Well, all right, opponent, show us that removal spell. They do know about the Rush of Dread. Their life is in danger. They cannot outgain. Okay, Essence. Wait, Essence Channeler. Is this admission of defeat? Opponent gets in, hits us, okay? Gains. You can't outgain this opponent. You can't outgain it. You can't outgain losing half your life twice. That's not possible. Well, Rush of Dread. Target player lose half of their life rounded up, so that'll be 14, and then Bloodletter, 14 more, and OTK that opponent. Yeah, this deck's kind of good. Not bad. Not bad. It turns out if you put a million one-turn kill combos in the same monocolored deck, you're gonna die to OTKs a lot. Who would have guessed? The scary part is we're gonna be on the draw for game number 3. And we know our opponent has OTK combos. Who dies to the OTK first? That is the question. Nubs. Don't OTK us, nubs. Removal into Unholy Annex into... Well, so we have 2 halves of an OTK, but we're missing the other half of either. Opponent, Ruin. Really good at drawing the Ruin Lurker bats. Loves that Ruin Lurker bat. Opponent, Plains, and... Ooh. Alright, this is a little annoying. The life gain synergies. This is what we get for making fun of a Johnny's Pridemate. We're going to die to Essence Channeler, which is essentially an upgrader to Johnny's Pridemate. Opponent land. To the graveyard, okay? Conqueror down. And Amalia Bedalia. All right. I wanted to kill the Essence Channeler, but now I think we have to kill Amalia. Our opponent's only got... The way we can win this game, I think, and I don't know if it's going to work, because they might just be able to raise, but the most realistic way to win this game... Don't let our opponent drag their cards with their exploring and just stick a combo and kill our opponent. Drawing a removal spell or 2. Annoying with Affliction would be the best. Well, okay. Unholy Annex. We're running out of time. Unstoppable Slasher. Sure. Opponent. Pain land. And oh boy. Okay. This is what we get for making fun of a Johnny's Pridemates. I take it back. You're right to love it, Arena players. You're right. You're proving it with this game. Life gain OP. I take back every meme about a Johnny's Pride. Do you really have removal too? Oh god. And dead. Well, that's why you don't make fun of a Johnny's Pridemate. That's why just don't do it. It's not worth the risk. All right. These hands always scare me because only 2 lands. We're playing 25 lands, so we're not being greedy. I don't know if we can get away with playing 26. You know what I wish we had? Castle Lochwain. I miss Castle Lochwain. Why did they put Castle Lochwain in Foundations? Then we could play even more lands and get away with it. Opponent. But these hands do scare me, because if we just don't draw a land, it goes so bad. Undercity Sewers. Well, okay. We draw the land. Life is good. Actually, not yet. Life will be good once we draw, maybe 2 more lands. We have a lot of 4 drops in this hand. Opponent. Underground Mortuary. Passing. All right. Another land is very good. The Magic Gods are smiling upon us today. Opponent. Underground Mortuary. Really likes the Surveil lands. Makes me think they might be some sort of graveyard deck. Just like, that is a lot of surveilling. If you're playing that many tap, or it's just a weird draw and they're playing like 4 surveil lands and you just drew them all this game. That's also possible. But it does kind of make me think maybe they're a graveyard deck. So in Cavern, I don't really want to... So I kind of want to resolve, the Enduring Tenacity, because if it dies, it comes back and our opponent can have removal. I don't really want to Cavern it, though, because I really want to Cavern on Vampire. Cavern on Vampire, I think, is the best, because it gets Bloodletter and it gets Conqueror. So I think that's default naming for the first Cavern. Most of the time. I mean, sometimes you got to resolve a Slasher or whatever, or a Bat, but in general, Vampire in the dark, I think, is the best name. No surveilling, what a shame. Hit you down to 16. All right, now we'll Cavern on Vampire. But I think we're just going to play that Holy Annex. Play that Holy Annex, and we get to leave up the Sheoldred's Edict. Draw a Fountain Port. Opponent's got a lot of cards in hand. So far, they have not played a non-land magic card, though. Fire up that Restless Reef. You got get in that milling. Picklock Prankster. Smuggler's Surprise, eh? Huh. So this is like a Saltai Smuggler's Surprise. Still gotta be great. It must be a Reanimator and Smuggler's Surprise mashed together. That's kind of a cool idea. They do synergize, right? Smuggler's Surprise can fill your graveyard, can put your bombs into play. And, all right, they're going to kill it. That's fine. We still get it in enchantment mode. Well, now we're probably going to play a... Ooh, Starscape Cleric. I guess the Bloodletter. Play the Bloodletter. At least this keeps us from losing life to our Unholy Annex. And we'll get on the Starscape just in case. If we draw a Conqueror... All right, another Sheoldred's Edict. And we'll drain in. Just a little draining. Actually, kind of a lot of draining. Wait, our opponent's at 8 now? This isn't really OTK, but that is a lot of damage just from a trigger on Unholy Annex. So they can Smuggler's Surprise. The problem for our opponent is we have our Rush of Dread in hand. So if they Smuggler's Surprise and put big things into play, all right, or put a Loomer into play, we just get him with a Rush of Dread. Loomer's a good play for our opponent because it beats us attacking them. The bad news for our opponent is Rush of Dread, no attack required. Well, it's like a mini OTK. OTK from 8 down to 0, but it counts. It still counts. Sultai Graveyard Ramp, I guess? Going down the cut downs, we did not see any targets for those or Annoying with Affliction. Duress seems reasonable. Maybe the Lily, something like that. It seems pretty easy to OTK people. Foundations might be a little stronger than people thought. What do you got for game 2? Ooh, all right. We have our Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Opponent, Underground Mortuary. Well, land and Duressia. Let's see what you're working with over there, opponent. Duress, Valgavas Onslaught, Smuggler's Surprise, Atraxa, Tranquil Frillback, but only 1 land. Well, let's just take Smuggler's Surprise, not because it's going to put big things into play, but it might find our opponent lands. And plays the land. All right, land number 3 is good. Let's get down the bat. Yeah, take the Tranquil Frillback. Yeah, opponent has one of those hands that it hurts. It hurts. Well, let's just... Actually, I think playing Slasher's got to be correct here. Our opponent's missing land drops. Slasher is built to punish land drop missers. And, wow, opponent scoops it up. I think that counts. We didn't technically 1-turn kill, but we might have. And our opponent just scoops so early, we're gonna count it as OTK. It qualifies. Ooh, okay, I mean... Kiko Man Soy Sauce? What? Arena usernames are getting wonkier and wonkier. Opponent gets it, hits us. Go for the Throat's not the worst draw. Mono Red is scary. I don't know if we can stabilize against Mono Red. I am very... Oh, no. Plotting Slick Shot. Well, in that case, we're going to kill the Swift Spear and then play Unstoppable Slasher. And now we just pray really, really hard to the magic gods that Slasher lives. We draw land that makes black mana, and somehow the Slasher connects. And then we don't die to this Slick Shot. I don't think we die this turn. That would be unlikely. All right, Emberheart Challenger, sure. And Slick Shot Show Off, also sure. Opponent gonna go attacking. I mean, we're committed to the OTK. We're not gonna block with our Slasher here and try to play defense. We're here to kill you with a single attack. Well, that's not the best draw. But let's get in. I imagine our opponent might do some chumping. Yeah, gonna block with the Swift Spear. Well, play the Cleric. We're so close. We just need lands. We have double Conqueror, double Bloodletter. With the Slasher and the Cleric on the battlefield, opponent. They might have to leave something on defense. Actually, wow, another Slick Shot. So our opponent doesn't know our hand. Wow, they get in with everything. Are we dead? Now we might die. With 2 Slick Shot Show-Offs. If our opponent has some burn or pump in hand, I think they need 2 things in hand. But if they have double Pump Spell, I think we just die. Single Pump Spell, I think we live. We can't block with the Cleric. The funny thing is, after all this, missing land drops, opponent having a very good mono red draw, they're going to shock the Cleric for some reason. Okay. Well, we're a swamp away. We're a swamp away. Opponent hits us to 7. All right, I said swamp. Cavern also counts. Cavern on Vampire. And opponent, you should have left a blocker. Should have left a blocker. We had no business winning that game. None. We deserve to lose by any objective measure, and it just doesn't matter, because turns out when you can always just kill in a single turn, it doesn't matter how bad you're doing, you still might win. I feel like Mono Red's probably not a good matchup, or like a tough, I feel like they can just race us, right? Like they almost did there. I guess we also missed a land drop, but they almost just raced us that game. I like that we have a cut down, that's good. Unholy Annex, also good. A little scary, losing too much life, but opponent, Monastery Swift Spear, and hits us down to 19. Yeah, well, land and cut down the Swift Spear. It's a lot of Bloodletter Backlazats, perhaps more than we really need. Slick Shot? Sure. Well, Sheoldred's Edict, actually one of the best Slick Shot answers if there's no other creature. The ability to avoid all the pump spells and the protection spells, very, very powerful. Is it Slick Shot time? Or are we gonna do some showing off? If they have another creature, it gets better, right? If they can go like 1-drop Slick Shot pump spell, that's pretty good. But us leaving mana up, you gotta think, we're a mono black deck, you gotta think we could have removal. The funny thing is they might think, well, we have a protection spell, so this is fine, but Sheoldred's Edict gets around that. Opponent gets in with a Slick Shot. If they don't cast his spell, we will take 1. All right, that's fine. We'll take 1 and we'll just Sheoldred's Edict end step. Well, that's about as well as a Slick Shot can go. Take a single damage, get rid of it. Could have went way worse. Well, a little bit scary to run out the Unholy Annex without a demon against the super aggro deck, but we have Bloodletter for next turn. Opponent, Questing Druid. Wow, that is not a great Questing Druid for our opponent. So I guess they can go land Urbras Forge if they have a land. Snakes and Veil is going to be dead. Annoying with Affliction is also kind of good. That's going to be useful at some point. Opponent, Questing Druid. Ugh. Questing Druid miss on land drops is very bad for our opponent. That is very bad. Now we get to gain life instead of lose life. We need a conqueror. We need a conqueror. We have the Cleric. If we can draw the now our opponent finds the land. Bloodletter is kind of tough for them to kill, I imagine. Although after sideboarding, they probably have some more options. Like a Scorching Shot, sure. Opponent hits us down to 16. Ooh, Rush of Dread. Okay, okay. Let's play it safe. Let's Deep Cavern Bat first. We could just run out Bloodletter and try to OTK next turn. I think it probably makes the most sense. Do a little hand check. We can kill the Questing Druid if we need to. And then next turn Bloodletter, then the following turn Rush of Dread. I think that's the plan. Let's see what you got. Deep Cavern Bat and a Torch the Tower. Sure. Well, we still get to see what's going on. Lightning Strike, Snakeskin Veil, and a Mouse. Well, while you were tapped out, let's get rid of the Questing Druid. And draw a card, lose some life. All right, go for the throw, it's fine. So our opponent does not currently have an answer to Bloodletter. So we're going to drop what? To 12. Huh. You know what? Let's play the bat. Maybe this might be bad. It might have been better just to go for the combo kill. But we can play the bat. Take the Snakeskin Veil. If our opponent goes to Lightning Strike the bat, we can kill the Mouse. We got a whole zoo going on here. So get rid of the Snakeskin Veil. If they try to kill the bat, we can kill the Mouse in response while they're tapped out. If they don't, well, then I guess we have a bat. And they don't have a Snakeskin Veil. All right, we drop to 10. Opponent untaps and land. Are we triggering Valiant? All right, opponent's gonna Valiant up their Mouse, sure. I mean, I think this still also works. Opponent gets in, we'll see, they gotta try to cast it, right? It's too, you don't wanna let that go to waste. All right, there's the Might of the Meek. So in response, go for the throw. Now our opponent, if they Lightning Strike the back, they can't play the Snakeskin Veil, so it's gonna die for sure. And now our opponent just got a Lightning Strike. Oh, run out the Bloodletter. I don't know. We probably were safe to just go for it earlier. We probably could have OTK'd this turn, honestly. We probably could have just run out Bloodletter. It might have been too conservative to play the kill your Mouse, do the bad thing. Maybe that was too conservative. But in the end, I think it's gonna work. Like, we took the conservative route, but it did make sure that we didn't die, and not dying is hard to one-turn kill if you're dead. Something I've learned over the years. Magic lesson for the day. You can't OTK when you're dead. Opponent, another Emberheart Challenger, and Going to Rockface Village. Trigger it, draw a card. Now you die? Well, I mean, the one-off Rush of Dread has actually came through a bunch of times. Rush of Dread, half and half equals -1, and another OTK, and this deck might be kind of busted, but we'll talk about that in the wrap-up. So what did we learn this week about mono black OTKs only? And the deck is actually really good. So we went 11-1 with the deck, going all the way through Platinum on Magic Arena, just kind of crushing people. And I will say, obviously, 11-1, that's a lot more matches than are in the video. Not all of the kills with the deck are OTKs. Like, we do sometimes just play Bloodthirsty Conquerors and Bloodletters and attack with our creatures and win that way. But we got a ridiculous number of one-turn kills with the deck. And I think that's what makes this deck so powerful. If you look at our deck and look at all of our one-turn kill combos, there are very few bad cards among them. Like Unstoppable Slasher, really good card. Bloodletter of Aclazotz, pretty good card. Bloodthirsty Conqueror, very good card. I guess you could argue Starscape Cleric or Enduring Tenacity are like the weakest combo pieces, and even those are not like horrible, unplayable jank. So the idea is we just have so many one-turn kills in this deck that our opponent is eventually going to round removal, and one of our OTKs is going to stick, and then we're going to kill our opponent out of the blue, no matter what they're doing, no matter what their life total is, and that makes the deck feel really, really strong. So obviously, 12 matches, not a huge sample size, but the deck feels really, really good, and if you like just one-turn killing your opponent, it seems like a very legit option for a new Foundation Standard format. So anyway, that is mono black OTKs only. That's been our Much Abrew for this week. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.